Alright guys, so welcome to Swapcode Pictures. We're going to be doing a breakdown of our film, scenes from a relationship. I've got Emmanuel here who played Jordan, and I've got Joy-Zahara-Bina who played Alicia. So the first thing I want to know is, what were both of your first thoughts when you first read the script? I'll start with Joy-Zahara-Bina, because I know you got some stuff to say. So
I loved it. I said, this is excellent. Simple, straight to the point, and I understand the aim of each scene and the emotion that Sam is trying to evoke from each scene. Like, I felt it, I could see it, and he also sent the pitch deck as well, which helped. But even if I didn't have the pitch deck, I would still be able to see it because there was enough information about both characters that we could work with from the beginning. And I think I was also excited the fact that it was also him. I'm not even gonna lie, because his work is great. His work is excellent.
Thank you.
And it was an answered prayer, because I'm very specific in my prayers. I was like, Lord, moving forward, because I made some questionable choices in the past as an actor. I don't want to do anything that's not this, that, this. And this ticked all the boxes. I didn't feel like I was going against what it is I believed in, and aligned with where it is I want to go as an actor. And there was depth to the story without saying much. I think that was probably the biggest highlight for me. Not much was being said, but a lot was being said without using language. And I feel like as an actor, you really want to learn how to act with your body just as much as with your speech. Yeah. And I think once you know how to do that and you nail that, I think that makes you a great actor, because there's some actors that do that I look up to, like Viola Davis, Meryl Streep. They act very well with their bodies and their faces. And just the dialogue makes it the icing on the cake and not the cake. Because I think that's how life is, but I've waffled enough. But that's why I love the scripts, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'd say I'd echo a lot of the same sentiment. I think I like stuff that are very simple and true to life. So this was very, very simple and true to life. And like Joy-Zahara-Bina said, like it wasn't mad wordy, but when you think about what's actually happening in real life, you're not really there's not gonna be a lot of conversation in these sorts of, when it's tense, it's very, very tense. And then the use of obviously like the cinematography as well, it brought it out like a lot more. But yeah, it's very simple and true to life. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, you know what, yeah, this is called
Yeah, for me, like writing a script, basically I was on a trip, I think I told you guys already, I was on a trip to Lisbon, and I was in a place where like I hadn't created a film that I wanted to create for a while. I was kind of thinking what I wanted to do next, and it's always like that with me, where it's like I always have a lot of things in my mind, but I have so many different stories I want to tell, but it's kind of like I have to choose one specifically. And it just so happened when I was on the plane, Agape started playing in it by Nicholas Bradell, who's obviously the score for the film. When that started playing, I don't know what happened. Like I just went into another realm. Obviously, they say like when you're on an airplane, like when you're on an airplane,
there's something about being in the air.
You know.
Yeah. So they started about that apparently in it. But when I heard it, like I just started seeing the scenes. I got on my laptop on a plane, and it wasn't even a long flight. It was like probably like a 3-hour flight. I just wrote the whole script then and there, and then so I think I even landed back on a Sunday or Saturday. And then I think I hit you up when I was at the airport I hit you up when I was in the airport in Lisbon. By the time I landed, you had replied, innit?
Oh, mad.
And I remember we got on a call the next day, and it was mad because obviously I was even out. Like when I was in a car when I got on the call with you, innit? And I was obviously saying like, bro, this is crazy, but I want to shoot this weekend. And it was like, we shot, so it was literally like what, 5-6 days from the time you guys received the script to when we shot the whole thing. So yeah, it was a mad thing. But yeah, would you guys say that there's anything that like drew you to the story that made you kind of mentioned it, but like what kind of like drew you to the story that was like, yeah, you definitely want to do this? Because you know what it is for me, yeah, I don't like asking people for favors or like reaching out to people, as you both know. So like, for me, it was like, it's kind of like I feel like I'm bothering people when I'm like asking them to be in my films. It's crazy.
Especially when it's filming that, bro. We want to do films, bro.
We want to work.
We want to work.
We want to work.
But like,
we want to work.
Yeah, but I think it's just my character. That's how it feels, innit? So like, I'm always going to people, I'm like, oh, like, yeah, if you could do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got this idea. But then more time when I'm speaking to people, they're always like, oh yeah, like 100%. Like they're down before I've even like explained the full story. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was me, boy.
So like, yeah, would you say anything drew both of you to the story?
Again, I would say that I'd say that the fact that it was just true to life as well, because you get a lot of like you might hear like okay, this person's working on this, or you might get like things sent out like, okay, yeah, cool, this is the story and stuff like that, and you read it sometimes, you're like, like it's all right, but I don't really like this per se, innit? Because of all of the other things where it's like it's a bit more, there's a bit of fluff around it. It's not a great like story per se, innit? But when I saw this one, again, the fact that it was simple and true to life, those are the things that I really want to kind of do in it, because it's like with film and stuff like that, it's storytelling, isn't it? And it's obviously a way of kind of like portraying things that are it's easily digestible. So like you can like have a narrative or something that you put in a film, and if you had a conversation with somebody, it'll be a lot more difficult for you for that to come across, basically, innit?
Yeah.
So when things are very complex and like all over the place, sometimes it's difficult to like put things across, if I'm making sense, innit?
Yeah,
But when it's like simple, stripped back, true to life, you're able to watch it and really take from it and really learn about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'd say still.
Yeah, I agree. Just the fact that it was real, it was relatable. I believed it. I connected with it.
Yeah.
I think that's important to just, like Emmanuel said, if I can't connect with it or believe it, then I don't think it's for me to tell the story. I'm just not the person. And yeah, I think also your receipts as well, like context, what I've seen you do and where I could, as a kid, nah. and also the score, because I'm a big fan of Nicholas Britell.
100%.
Especially from Succession, that was how I found out about him.
Mad.
And then watching it, I said, whoa. I said, yeah.
Proper stuff.
Yeah, I saw it immediately. And also, I don't know if you remember, when Emmanuel was breaking down each scene and stuff, I was like, hey, so did you grab this from this? I was plucking some of the references as well, so I could already see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys remember, but in the script, like each scene kind of had like a name. When I was writing, obviously I draw from everything, right? Back to your point about like, when something happens in real life, it's not always spoken about, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me, obviously, the people that know me, I'm pretty reserved, I'm pretty quiet and stuff, but the way I express myself is through film, innit? Because when I was younger, that's obviously, I just watched a lot of films, and obviously that's what I love doing, right? So that's exactly what it is, what you basically said, that like the film is authentic, is real, like, do you know what I'm saying? Because I like the whole situation, I could tell someone, but like for me to show it is so much more, like you'll feel it more, rather than if I said it to you, we'll probably just move on to another conversation straight away. But me showing it to you and expressing it through film, it's just complete. It's my language, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? How would you both like describe your characters?
So because like, I started smiling. He said that. I was because
you know what it is, yeah. You know what it is about the film, yeah. Like because we shot over such a short period, it wasn't a thing where we sat down a bit and I kind of gave you some context in like the deck and all that kind of stuff, but like I kind of let both of you absorb the character and kind of like put your own spin on it, rather than saying the character has to be like this, has to be like this. But I also wanted that like freedom, because obviously, in all honesty, I trust both of you as actors, and I also like highly rate both of your work. So it was a thing where like I trust you to like kind of understand the vision, and I feel like we all aligned. Like, thank God we all aligned.
Praise the Lord.
It would have been mad if like you just did something crazy and I was like, the character's not even like that.
Yeah.
But like I think we all aligned, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, how would you describe your character? Like, as first of all, like your first impression, and like how you approached it as well, like how you approached it the way you did.
I think this was kind of, so like I'm not gonna say that I'm similar to the character in a way, but there is like, I think the character is like an extreme version of me in that like, and a lot of men who are in relationships and like in marriages and in a certain stage in life and that, like you wanna be able to take on the world.
Yeah.
You want to be a superhero for like your missus.
Yeah,
you want to like be able to do everything. And realistically, you can't really. And that's what happens in a relationship, in that like if you are trying to shoulder everything, ultimately it can end up breaking down in the same way that it did in the film, innit? But I would say the character's like a man who really, really is like a traditional man, a man who really loves his woman, but a man who is also afraid of being honest, being vulnerable as well, and specifically around like finance, career, money, and all of those sorts of things, because society places men's value in that. So it's difficult for men to speak about those things. And he was an extreme version of that, in that like he just completely hid everything, not giving his missus the opportunity to be there for him or to shoulder a bit of that weight as well, innit? And even when people watched it, bare people messaging me like, you see, like this is about why men. Why do men always do this and da-da-da-da-da? So like, I know that a lot of men that are in relationships can relate to that character, innit? Just because of the way we want to be. Like, you want to be able to do everything for your missus.
You want to have all the answers.
Exactly, you want to have all the answers. And it's mad because you're looked to a lot of the time for answers. And bare times, bro, you don't know the answer.
Yeah, but
you got to figure it out.
You got
to figure it out. So, yeah, man, that's what I'd say still.
You got to make it happen, but how about you?
I feel like she was very secure. Based on the fact that she was able to leave. And that stood out to me. That's something I learned. Like, she wasn't, as much as she loved him, she was sure about herself. and what she was bringing to the relationship, the value that she had. Also safe as well. She was definitely a safe person. There were many moments where she could have moved mad, but I guess she was sensitive enough and respected herself enough, and I guess trusted Jordan enough. Not even I guess, she trusted Jordan enough that I'm sure you would tell me at some point. If you're not, then I'm gonna leave. This is not what I thought. I thought we were in this together, but we're obviously not. So definitely secure, a calm temperament, which is I'm learning to be as calm as she is. Just a calm, secure, safe person. Very safe person. I learned a lot. I was thinking, oh, okay. I even spoke about it with some of my friends. Like, this is, if you're not getting what it is you feel like you deserve, you leave. But not everybody sees that as an option. From the fact that they moved in together, she could have been like, no, we've moved in together. I just need to firm it. I just see it out. But she left because you're not working with me. You're moving distant. You're moving cold. I'm not going to beg you because you're grown enough to communicate to me. And I believe that I've created a space that's safe enough for you to tell me how it is you feel. But you're in your head. So she was able to identify that this isn't a me problem. This is a you problem. But you don't want to work out this problem together. You're probably seeing it as you versus the problem instead of we, instead of us versus this. Very secure, very calm, loving, open, just a safe space. That's how I would describe Alicia.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because like you said, I feel like a lot of people in relationships where like obviously they're just going in it, do you know what I'm saying? It's not like nothing's moving, or it's just like you're here, so it's better to stay here than start afresh, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel Alicia obviously had courage to do that, but I also feel like there's a scene obviously where you're in the garden with at a fireplace, right? And she's like, oh, I never thought you were gonna like ask me to move in. You've been together for like what, 2 years, 2+ years or whatever, and then obviously he's asked you to move in, and it's kind of like, okay, cool, like he's taking that step. And as he's taking that step, this comes and it ruins everything. Yeah. This might have been what the character feared, do you know what I'm saying? Something like this happening where it's like, because more time if she's living in her own place, like you're calm in it because you could lose your place or whatever, and it's like, it's not that serious, but then obviously you'll sort yourself out, do you know what I'm saying? But now you're taking a step where you're actually providing for her, like literally.
Now she's your responsibility.
Now she's your responsibility, and obviously it happens the way it happens. And I feel like, obviously it's a mask, innit, do you know what I'm saying? When like, he's on the phone, he's like saying, oh, listen, and it's, to be fair, it's not even his fault. Someone is obviously supposed to pay him some money and they didn't pay him some money. But yeah, I think it's super interesting that like, she decided to leave. And I feel like, especially for men, I feel like it's harder for men to actually leave something. Like men are just like, will just stay in it.
Do you think with the like man them finding it harder to leave, do you think it's just because they don't want to be like the bad guy? Like they're gonna start moving mad. So
yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, 100%. That's what I think. But what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's both. Especially now that I'm a lot older, I see both behaviors displayed in both genders, but they manifest differently. Not the same. Because I feel like there are some women that say they want, but in real life, it doesn't always end up that way. In the nicest way. But it's because we're human. And yeah, I try not to make blanket statements, but you know, life. There's always common denominator. It's just interesting. I think you start to see more cracks when I guess we're at that age now where we're seeing a lot of people get married and stuff, and that's when you're really seeing a lot. To put it nicely.
But I think what's mad key as well, is to like start your relationship in a way whereby you're both like this, innit? So you're both honest with each other, you're both transparent with each other. So when things happen, it's easier to be like that. And also what you said about the character being a safe space as well, it's like you make it very obvious from the jump in it that, okay, cool, this is what the pattern is. But a lot of the time, there's a lot of noise that comes with being in a relationship. Like you got the internet and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of narratives that before giving a woman a chance, you might paint her with that same brush, innit? So I think a lot of the man going into things, there is a bit of a wall that's up somewhat because she might be like, and do you get what I mean? And then also, little things like, for example, like you retweeted this joke about something.
And they think
it's like, do you get what I mean? And like or you make jokes about this particular thing, and it's like
you have to be careful with that one.
Yeah, man.
It's a hard one. I see both sides. It's like I'm just retweeting it because I laughed, but
no, but I hear it though. Because it's like
I do, yeah.
Sometimes it's like you know what you're doing.
You know
deep
what you're
down. If you
doing.
look, it's like you know what triggers your partner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you retweet something
Don't
like
do
that, I
it.
can't lie.
And also, do you think the same as this person who's tweeted this? And bear in mind, these are like really like subtle things. But one of the things that one of my brethren says is like, you know, like when it's like when things are stripped back, yeah, and it's like just normal. So for example, like we're just chilling now, yeah, and we're talking about a situation that doesn't pertain to like your partner or anybody that you love or whatever, a general situation, yeah. You're gonna tell your real thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you're just scrolling and you're just liking things, you're making jokes, you're gonna say what you really, really think about this thing. But then for somebody who like you might enter into a relationship with, or people that are seeing you interacting with this thing or saying this sort of thing, they might be looking at it like, maybe this is what you really think about this thing.
I think that way sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, so this is what you, especially if it's more than once in the same. Sorry, it's not funny
it.
anymore.
It makes it more
That's what
difficult
you
to
think.
like
Let's
to
check what I
open
use.
up and do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's best to start a relationship whereby you lot are both like
Honest.
like this. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Funny enough, like obviously, like you both know I study films like all day, every day, and like there's a interview I saw with David Fincher, right? And obviously he's talking about Gone Girl, and basically he was talking about like the story about it, and he was basically, have you seen it?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's
So I remember
crazy.
it.
In a
But
good way,
like-
but crazy.
So he was basically saying that like when you get into a relationship, you present the best version of yourself, and it's like when that best version of yourself can't be held up, that's what you see. Like when it goes downhill in Gone Girl, for example, and I feel like a lot of people do that with relationships. Like you go into it, but you
Perform.
you perform. Do you know what I'm saying? But then over time, like you keep up the performance for what, like obviously in this case it was like what 2 years or something, right? And then obviously after that everything just starts going downhill. And I feel that's like kind of what happened in this film. On that point, yeah. What do you
I disagree. I don't think Jordan was performing. I think he was operating from a place of fear. I don't think. I think that Jordan was who he said he was, but he hadn't dealt with, I guess, the insecurity or the belief there is around men, like knowing it all. So he didn't feel like he didn't have the courage. So it's not that Lisa wasn't a safe space. I don't think he had the courage to tell her because of what he was dealing with and unlearning certain things of what a man is supposed to be, or this is how I'm supposed to show up, or like you said, I'm supposed to have all the answers. I don't think he was performing. I don't know. You would know, but
I'm smiling because I'm just thinking. So how come she was a safe space? Like what makes you think that she was a
safe space.
Why was she a safe space?
Because why would you ask Alicia to, sorry, not you. Why would Jordan ask Alicia to move in?
Because she wants him to.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the funny thing. That's my answer. Because he did it because she wants him to, and he knows that it's what she would want, and it's like the right thing to do.
Oh, now that you say that, okay, he was performing then.
I think to an extent he was performing, but like not in performing. And the funny thing is, I don't think he knew he was performing.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
Didn't.
That's real.
So it wasn't intentional that he was performing, but it's a more of a thing with like.
Yeah, I don't think it was any malice. Sorry.
Yeah, he's performing in a way that it's like he sees this is what a man is in the world, so it's like, I'm gonna act like this, but that's a performance because that's not how he really is. He's just acting like that. If someone said to him,
okay,
it's okay to like not be able to afford this, you know what I'm saying? He would have been like, thank God behind, like, like relief in it, you know what I'm saying, and like been his true self. But in the film, obviously, he didn't reach that point where it's like, man, I can tell my girl, like I can't lie, we might like be like struggling for a bit, might not be able to buy certain stuff for a certain while like this thing is going on, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel that's where like the
I think it's true, because I think, sorry, that's my bad, I wasn't listening properly. No, he probably, that was, because you can perform unintentionally and from a place of malice, but it wasn't from a place of malice. It was just literally going by what he thinks, like you said, the world says he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Do you think the story is about ego, love, or is it bad timing?
You could argue all three. You could argue love, because I guess some could say that Alicia was patient. She seemed like she was kind, even though they did argue, and there was tension there. But I think there was still, you argue, you're gonna argue. You're gonna have disagreements. But you could also argue about ego. Jordan couldn't let his guard down. And I guess have the courage to be vulnerable, to tell Alicia what the situation really is.
She knew because of ego as well. You could argue that.
I would say yeah.
You could argue she left because of ego as well.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah. She left.
Yeah, you could argue.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I disagree.
And bear in mind, I think
She's
like
trying.
you know when you like everyone has ego, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, not that there's good and bad ego, but like in that instance, it's like I've tried, you're not, So for me, I'm out kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or like I deserve.
I gotta respect myself.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
I
self-respect.
deserve.
I don't
Do you
think
get what I mean?
that's
So
ego,
on
though.
both, but like what I'm saying about in terms
Feel
of it
your
being
sense,
like on the
though.
spectrum and like kind of good, bad ego.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Like I
Okay.
guess
I see
she
what you're
had
saying.
like good ego in a sense, and then he had bad ego in that.
Got
Like
you.
I'm not saying anything, innit?
Yeah.
I follow. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. What do
So
you
I think it could be
What was
it
the
could
other
be
one?
a mix of love, ego,
or
and
time, or just bad timing.
bad timing.
Bad timing.
Yeah, bad timing as well.
I don't think I believe. You're always gonna have things that aren't on the, I guess, time frame. It can be from the smallest of things to the biggest things that aren't really. But I guess it's up to you to choose to go, despite of where you are. So I don't. For me personally, it depends on what as well. Oh, there's so
Even
many.
like, so I would say them moving
But
in
with
together
them?
is bad timing for me.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I think that's bad timing.
Yeah,
I think that was bad timing.
That's bad timing.
I think that was bad timing. But at the same time, do you think if he hadn't moved her in at the time he did, do you think she would have left because she might feel like he's not serious by not moving her in?
Maybe
Possibly.
that. Yeah, she could have.
'Cause she had
And
a affair.
this is one of those things where it's like
Possibly.
because
she did
okay,
say, I thought you were never gonna ask me.
Yeah, I thought you were never gonna ask me.
yeah, like where it's like okay, you want this, and I know that me giving you this might make things techie, but you want it, and I want to give you what you want, kind of thing. And then ultimately, do you get what I mean? So
he
maybe
was
if
operating
they
from a place of fear of losing her.
exactly,
They both were, but from different ends of the spectrum.
and maybe if they waited a bit, they had a relationship and just had like you weren't living together, but you were still doing, and
Maybe they
then
would-
you get me. Maybe you progress a bit because when you move in together, things get
That's
a lot more intense.
wrong
innit?
time.
So I guess you
got
can
married
argue,
first.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
have
she got
married
married
first.
obviously. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the Bible says.
Yeah.
But but I feel like another thing is as well, like he moved her in, but they didn't have a discussion about her moving in because like they didn't obviously. As you grow older, you kind of learn like in relationships that are like you can make a decision, but you also have to. You're not just thinking for yourself; you're thinking for someone else, and like you have to also take into account like what moving in looks like for her. Because for him, he was moving in just means like moving her in. And then like obviously you're moved it, you're
hearing it. Like I've given you what you want.
I'm giving you, you're hearing it. Do you know what I'm saying? But like for her, moving in might have been like 50-50. But for him, it's like moving in means I'm doing 100%. So I feel like also on that part, it's like the communication. I feel like one of the sections or one of the titles for a section was internalization. I think that's the scene where you're on the phone. So what if he had expressed himself and told her what was going on? It would have worked.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
so funny. It's so funny, yeah.
I think
because
so.
Again, this is one of those things where it's like, the woman will say like, speak up kind of thing, innit? Like say sort of thing. And the man will be like if I'm being honest with you about things all the time, you're not really gonna like that.
That's why you need
because
wisdom.
there is, but you know, it is
Not
though,
everything
because
you have to
there
say.
is that part of what you like is the fact that cool, this guy's a go-getter, he's a problem solver, like I can go to him, I can look to him for X, Y, and Z. So then when like that might flip on his head in certain instances because like you're looking to me for solutions, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. But I just know I have to pattern it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to me for these solutions now and I'm actually being honest with you in that like, listen, I ain't got a clue what's going on. Then you might be looking at me a bit but it's always balance, innit? Because it's like I was saying, that you should always start a relationship like this because I hear why that is like something like an attribute that would be attractive, like somebody who is whatever, the man, all of that sort of stuff.
And that's why you also assess it with all the other characteristics. So not just the fact that they're go-getter, okay, but are you responsive or are you reactive? Do you know what I mean? I think there's other characteristics that I'm sure you would discuss, and maybe hypotheticals, like actual, some that real, not stupid hypotheticals, that you'd be able to, okay, this is how I think I would react based on where I am mentally and where my growth is. But I would like to get here X, Y, and Z. I think if you speak about those things and where you are emotionally and mentally, then you're able to be like, okay, this is where my weaknesses are. And I think that's why it's important to discuss where it is you fall short. So that way, when a situation occurs, you won't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because we're not perfect.
Yeah.
That's why I think if you discuss what your strengths and weaknesses are, then when it does happen, you're not going to be, so you'll hopefully, they should have the tools, but in terms of doing it together, that you will have tools that can help them how to steward or manage that negative, where it is they fall short. Because, that's what I think.
Yeah, it's all about balance, man. And I do understand the whole kind of like being the one to like the protector or whatever, innit? Like I'm shielding you from certain things, innit? So like you don't.
It's true, you don't want to know everything.
You should be shielding like your missus or whatever, innit? But again, there's certain things where it's like you can't have the weight of the world in your shoulders because you're going to break down.
That's why there's both of you.
Literally, you're a partnership. We should be a partnership.
I think it's interesting where that like conversation comes in, and I feel like also, I guess if they were married, they probably wouldn't have split. And obviously, not just because they're married, but I feel like when you are married, you kind of look at stuff in a different aspect. And it's kind of like, when you're getting married, you kind of look at it from an aspect of like, okay, cool, like, now it's like a partnership, you know what I'm saying? It's like an actual partnership where like we have to work together, we're a team.
It's mad though, because a lot of people go into it without that team.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when it turns bad. But I feel like obviously with marriage, it's a partnership, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're working together. Yeah. And I feel like they were working against each other rather than like working against the problem. Like the problem is, okay, cool, like he might not be able to pay the bills, but rather than him working them like, okay, cool, how can we both figure out how to solve this problem? It's more like, I'm gonna solve this problem, and then like you don't need to know about it. But I feel like if they were married, obviously like
that is so true. It would have
been completely different. I feel like finances even would have just been like together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like everything in like one pot or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It would have been more transparent.
Some people ain't on that.
It depends. We're religious, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So like,
but even you be surprised, man.
I mean, whatever works for the couple.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But like, if we're talking,
it's true. If they were married, I think even from where it is I'm speaking, I think I'm speaking from a married place, because it's true. If you're not if we're not one, I can dip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can, innit?
I can just go.
You can.
You're not my husband.
But I think also it's all about like warning signs, innit? And bearing in mind, he was about to propose, innit? In your head, alarm bells are going off. Like I'm about to marry this man
as well. Like, so like, you know, like the whole moving in thing and the proposing thing as well. Yeah, it's like, so I'm gonna propose, innit?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get married. So you see this moving in thing, like, just like, we're getting married soon, innit? Like, we don't like chill kind of. Because I know, and this is one of those things where it's like, you know, like for example, like someone might be with somebody for some time now, and it's like, oh yeah, he hasn't proposed, and
but he knows when he's
But
gonna
these
do it.
times, like, he's actually been planning the proposal for like 7 months.
But you just don't know.
You don't know do you get what I'm saying? So even this whole, I'm sure the marriage thing is something that he also wanted, but she'd obviously wanted as well, innit? Yeah. And the moving in thing is also something that he would have wanted within this context. But I'm giving it to you because you want it now, kind of thing, innit? But like, so at the same, it's like, bro, like, I'm gonna propose to you, innit? Like, wait,
innit?
But then you've sped things up. So again, about timing and stuff like that. Like, you've sped it up, and now it's a bit of a.
Yeah. So do you think he was rushed, like, because of? Do you think he jumped the gun in terms of moving her in because he knew that, or do you feel like he felt like he was gonna lose her? If
you know what? I think, and there's obviously there's a context that we don't have in it, in that, because we don't see it play out. But what can happen a lot of the time is, because you want this, or you've been telling me about this moving in thing for, like, when am I gonna move in? So like, you've been hearing it. So it's like, you know what?
Just
you
do it.
Pushed me
like, just
to,
go on
let's just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? And
then get out of the way.
Look what happened.
Yeah. Would you say there are like any emotionally challenging scenes in the film for both of you as like actors?
I think because there was a lot of silences, isn't it? So a lot of silence means that you really have to
listen
and really like feel. And I really like the dinner.
Yeah, the dinner scene. Yeah,
the dinner scene.
So did I. I enjoyed that scene. I think the scene that I found hard was where we had to look in each other's eyes.
Oh, you were laughing.
I had to look at the middle of his head. I said, "This is a bit too far from me." That was crazy. I said, "Hey,
yeah, that was funny."
Every time I just pressed out, I can't do this. I can't now.
That was very funny.
That was challenging for me. And the scene that I found hard. This was a scene, I don't think I agreed with your direction, even after watching it.
Oh, I know which one you're going to say.
You know,
I know. The belt.
No, not the belt, you know.
Which one?
It's actually not the belt. It's the kitchen one where I had to go behind Jordan, and then I'm supposed to act oblivious to the fact that he's not paying attention to me. So
when he was on the phone?
Yeah, when I tried to hug him from the back. Yeah, I didn't agree with that scene.
Why? Why didn't you?
I just didn't connect with it. I was like, I still don't see what Sam was seeing
here. I'll be honest, yeah. The reason that scene is in the film, because that's happened to me. Like, no, but not in the sense. Okay, cool. Like, not in the sense of like I'm on the phone talking about money or whatever. But it's like I'm not in the mood. I'm doing something right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pattern something right now. Right. And then you come and hug me, and I'm like, obviously I love you and that, but it's like not right now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And I want to be like, just not right now.
That
You know
makes
what I'm saying?
sense.
And it's like a thing. Like, you might have experienced it as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a bad time. Like, just not right now. Like, give me like 5 minutes, and then I'll come and talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but you know what it is? Yeah, it's like, imagine you just come home, right? You've just walked through the door and you've had a long day, and someone asks you to do something straight away.
I should have been more expressive then, because I feel like my smile was a bit capped in that scene.
I
wasn't as, it wasn't as, I should have been more oblivious, if that makes sense.
I feel like it was good though, because like in the role, you did it innocently. And in the film and in real life, you did it innocently because you didn't like, I guess like, there was no malice behind it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like because it was innocent, it came off in a way where you were like actually genuinely confused.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the film after he walks away, you're just like, okay, what do I
Yeah.
do with myself now?
Yeah.
Because in your head it played out differently. So it's more like a bad timing
Yeah,
thing than
read the
anything.
room.
Yeah, it was more that than anything.
You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, but what any other like scenes that you think were like emotionally challenging, or not even emotionally challenging, but just like challenging in general?
You know, I wanted to do that IKEA thing again. You know, that do you remember the hug thing?
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, it wasn't like,
I remember.
it didn't feel like warm kind of thing. It felt more
Yeah.
like a brethren hug, innit?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to do that again, innit? So I wouldn't say it was challenging per se, but it didn't portray what I think we could have portrayed, innit?
Yeah, I feel like.
Oh, no, you go.
No, go.
No, I want to piggyback off that, but I might take the conversation of what I wish we did before. So I don't know if you say what you want to say.
So I was gonna say that, like, in all honesty, like I feel like I wanted to do the same, but we're shooting in IKEA,
Yeah.
and it's like we're on a time schedule, but it's also like in IKEA, like thank God we got what we got.
Yeah.
Do you know what
It
I'm saying?
could have been flames.
It could have been flames.
It
You know
could
what I'm
have
saying?
been so
Because
flames.
like it's a live shopping center. Like people
Yeah.
literally like actually shopping. Do you know what I'm saying? And we just
And
actually
you need
shooting.
licenses.
we're shooting.
With
do you
no
know what I'm saying?
permission.
We're shooting, and it's not like we just shot that. Like we shot you guys walking with the trolley.
Yeah.
We shot the trolley scene like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then obviously we had to do the scene. And bearing in mind, I was shooting on my own.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I had my DP there or
You got the
anyone with
iPad,
me.
you got the
It
camera.
was very
yeah.
quick.
It was quick. Like we had to be efficient with it. Do you know what I'm saying?
No words.
So like I feel like as a director, you have to kind of make those decisions where it's like, okay, cool. Like, do I spend another 10 minutes shooting the scene, or do we just move on? You know what I'm saying? Do I feel like we've got enough to move on, or do we like focus on this? Because we can do like 1,000 times. Like obviously, Kubrick's notorious for doing like 100 takes. Even David Fincher as well. He does 1,000 takes. But like if you look at someone like Nolan, like he'll shoot it. Like max probably like 3-4 takes, and he's like, when you got it, move on. Because if you don't do that, you have to get out of your head. And obviously, I'm a perfectionist. I'm kind of retired.
He's a retired
You're on your
perfectionist.
way to
I'm
retiring.
on my way to
You're
retiring in that. But and that doesn't mean I don't have a high quality, because I feel like I always have a high quality standard. But it's like understanding when to push further and when not to push further. And I feel like that was one of those scenes. Because like if I had pushed that further, we would have to go all the way back to IKEA.
Yeah, we could have got back to
where
film.
exactly, do you know what I'm saying?
Could have been a waste.
And then it just would have been like
Yeah.
a madness, and we would just be like, we preferred the other one anyways.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about that before, innit? I was like, basically, I've never been on a set where there's like bare time for stuff.
Yeah.
We're always quite restricted, innit?
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of like, cool, once we've got this, that's it.
Yeah.
No playback. But then
Yeah.
my not rebuttal, but what I was saying is that as actors, we just need to show up like prepared to just pattern regardless of the situation, because you're not really gonna have, even like when it comes to rehearsal and stuff like that. Like you said, this was a very quick turnaround, and a lot of the things that I've done before that aren't theatre, bro, you get sent the thing a week before, 2 weeks before, you get 1 or 2 Zoom sessions, then bow, we're here. Do you get what I mean? Because but you have to be, as the actor, you just have to come
prepared as
prepared,
possible.
innit?
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, what's your point you were going to
I
say?
want to say about the hug. So one thing I wish that we did before we filmed was discuss our boundaries. So like, he's engaged in real life. I'm thinking about his missus, married now. I'm thinking about this more than he is.
Didn't we say it on the day though? Wasn't it? You're right.
I don't think we unpacked that much. I don't recall, because when one of my friends was like, "JCB, you're proper holding back." I was like, "So you can tell." I was thinking, I don't know. And the thing is, I knew that I could have discussed this with Emmanuel, but I was just moving bare shy. I was thinking, hey, because this is actually our job. It's like we're actually professionals here. I was thinking, I don't know. You know, like.
Because I think.
I wish we unpacked it like fully.
I think
like,
if the scenes were a bit more, I feel like the scenes that we did, they weren't too like they were like,
well, hugging is intimate. Well, to me, it said hugs you don't do. Do you know what I mean?
I think if it was more intimate than it was, then we must have a conversation and say, cool.
But I think I was just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Definitely overthinking that.
But yeah, I mean, how did you guys prepare for the scenes? Like, I know it was a very, very short period that we had to prepare, but like, I think we just jumped on a call, and I spoke to you guys about like what the roles were, and obviously I kind of let you guys go off. JCB, I know you were like taking notes and doing your
literally, I was writing, unpacking any small detail.
But yeah, how did you both like prepare for the roles? Like, obviously, like,
I think I wrote like a 500 word, between 250 and 500 word.
That's longer than the script.
No, it's not that much. It's actually not that much. 500 words isn't that much.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. Yeah.
It's really not that. If that's a lot, you don't need to start reading more. Just like a little bio. I should have wrote more, and I think the only reason why I feel like I should have wrote more is because I watched an interview of Viola Davis. She said she writes, I think, 1,000 words. Like she really goes in deep. And I definitely could have got in deeper. I should have did, how did I meet Jordan? What was our story? How did I feel about him then? How did I feel about him now? I didn't ask myself deeper questions. I was just thinking about Alicia and just a little bit about Alicia and Jordan. And that's one thing I guess I wish me and Emmanuel got together and created a whole little universe for Alicia and Jordan. I think that would have helped.
We did do a little bit of improv though.
But it wasn't that deep.
We did a little bit of improv on that. The scene.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that was cool.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh yeah,
that was good. We were really flowing.
Yeah, that was that was good still. I'd say for me, cause this character I can relate. So like I was saying, that he's like an extreme version of me. So I could kind of pull from me a little bit because I can relate to somewhat of what he was going through, innit?
Yeah.
And then the little improv that we did, I like doing all of that as well in terms of like, okay, cool. This is who you are. This is the scene. Let's build around the scene without the script.
Yeah.
And then even when it starts to like, when we're playing it out, some things might just even come to play and you just, you know what I mean? Just go bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
So,
It helps us ease into the scene instead of just starting. So we're really prepared before
no, 100%.
the cameras are rolling.
100%. I think both of you knowing each other really helped on the day. Because we shot, by the way, we shot everything, like people that don't know, we shot everything except from the IKEA scene in one day. Like literally. And we didn't even start at the beginning of the day. We started like 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
So for us to shoot that all in one day is crazy. But we did it. And I feel like you lot knowing each other helped a lot. But also, all three of us knowing each other, do you know what I'm saying? And like just even trusting each other to like take out the task that we have at hand really, really helped because we were doing like setups in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're doing a setup in 10 minutes and then we're shooting for like another 15, 20 minutes first scene and then moving on straight away. It was intense, but we did it.
We did it.
And it was
a good set as well.
Times, man.
It helped.
Yeah,
it
like
was actually a good set.
Yeah, you know what it is? I love shooting with minimal sets. Like I like people that have like bare people on set, like bare roles. I don't really like it because I feel like I've had sets where like there's like 15, maybe 16 people, and like as soon as I say cut, everyone starts talking. But like obviously I manage it, I deal with it, cool. But ideally, that the set we had, as soon as we said cut, if you guys are talking, you're talking about what you could have done better.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a pretty militant person when I'm shooting and directing. Obviously, I'm nice and whatever, but yeah, I think I'm pretty militant in that sense.
Yeah, you're straightforward.
Yeah, I feel like if we had a set, so just for people that don't know, on set we had obviously Emmanuel, Joy-Zahara-Bina, myself, my DP, behind the scenes, and then another person. Like that was it. Like there was just 5 of us.
Yeah.
That's literally all we had in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like shooting like that was just ideal. Like it was just
Because you had a lot of like the lighting.
Was
a lot of detail. I like the attention that you guys had with the lighting. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because that really did set the mood and the tone. And that was a lot. That was a lot in a short pace of time in terms of what you were doing. That's
And I think that's important it's about compounding relationships. Like I read this at one time, right? So me and my DP, right, we've been working together for years. Like I can walk in a room, I tell him what I want to shoot. I don't have to tell him how I want the light, but he'll understand.
Yeah.
It's like a code we have. So like he understands that. And like when I say okay cool, like I say okay cool, like I'm gonna shoot from this angle. Jay-Z's gonna be here. He's gonna like okay cool. So you want the light there? I'm like yeah, and he just does it. You know what I'm saying? But it's also working fast. Like I don't like when you're asking too many questions. It's like we're just slowing down here. Do you know what I'm saying? We're wasting time, and I feel like that's when you're on a set. You have to be efficient. You know what I'm saying? You have to be efficient. Yeah, cool. So like, what would you say like the film says about modern relationships? Like back in the day, relationships probably would have played out differently. Do you think a woman would have left or a woman would have stayed? Or how do you think like it relates to the generation we're in now in terms of like relationships?
I think it's quite an accurate depiction. So like I was saying, like he's like a version of a lot of mandem. He might be on like further end of the spectrum, but I think a lot of mandem are on that. And she is similar to a lot of women who aren't really here for that whole listen, open up, like let's talk. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm here, let's have the conversation sort of thing. And if you're not willing to, I'm not gonna be around for you to figure out your own stuff sort of thing, innit? So I think it's an accurate depiction of a lot of relationships nowadays, innit, whereby they're not always on the same page and and the fact that she left as well. Like before, it would probably be a thing whereby she just stays because she just wants to.
She's just enduring.
She's just enduring, innit? Nowadays, it's like, not really.
And I think it's because women have more options now. You know, statistically, we're doing better at work. Just progressing better, more options. We have more agency over our lives. We can vote, we can drive, we can have jobs of our own, we can have our own houses now. That wasn't possible back in the day. We can have a lot of our own. There's more ownership we have, and I feel like that's transcended into, I guess, also from what it is we have over our lives as well. Because back in the day, a lot of women probably didn't leave their marriages because they felt like they couldn't. Limited choices, limited power, limited access to things just because they're women. So I do think it is a good, accurate depiction of women recognizing the power that they have and agency that they have over their lives to leave.
What I'd say as well is that I think there are, again, I'm always talking about balance and spectrums and extremes and stuff like that. I think nowadays nobody really wants to endure stuff as well, innit? So like, there was an extreme at a point whereby it's like, no, you've endured too much. No, it's okay. Exactly, like you can go in it. And now it's like, nah, I'm on it. Kind of thing. Like there's a bit of tension, hardship, whatever. Now I'm not on it. Whereby it's like, actually, when you're in a relationship, things are gonna happen, innit? Even when you think about like family relationships, things happen. There are tensions. There are issues that happen. But you figure it out, innit? Like it's a complex sort of thing. So there will be some sort of turbulence at certain points. But nowadays it's very much like turbulence, no, I'm not. Do you get what I mean?
And I also think if it's turbulence within or outside the home. And also, how do you know, like, I think discerning, is there something I need to push with and, you know, work out, or is this my cue to leave? I think it's figuring that out.
On that point, so my pastor taught me something very like interesting. Hope he doesn't mind me sharing it. But basically, he told me that there's like specific problems and generic problems. You should never leave a relationship for a generic problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that like men do that almost every man's gonna do, vice versa. There's certain things that women do that every woman's gonna do. You should never leave a relationship because of that. If that conversation was had and he could have opened up, he might not have, do you know what I'm saying? But it's all about in his mind frame, I feel like he couldn't even fathom opening up and being able to even say that. Like that would probably be like the end of his like.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem, do you know what I'm saying? He probably been like, I'm finished. Like, I can never even show my face here again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's one of those things. And I feel like in terms of the question, like, does it depict modern relationships? I think, yes, because she left. I feel like these days, obviously, like you said, obviously women have more options. Women have more like autonomy over their lives and stuff. So they do leave. But I think it's accurate of like modern, but I also think that, like you said, there does need to be a balance because some people leave for something that's not even that deep.
Not even that deep.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's not even
like
that
it's not even that
deep.
deep.
Could have just spoke about this,
Do you know what I'm saying? And you just ruined the whole pattern. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think, I think it does. Like I think it does kind of represent modern relationships. I feel like men, obviously I can't speak for every man, but I feel like some men do struggle to like open up about certain stuff. And obviously it depends on you have a safe space for you to actually open up. Because obviously like if I open up, what's going to come out of this? Like, is she just going to say, oh, sorry, and rub my shoulder and then nothing's going to change?
Or use it against me.
But like, if he probably thought, okay, cool, like me opening up to her is going to allow her to help me with the situation and say, okay, cool, like, let's split the bills, let's find a solution, then he might have opened up. And I feel like if he felt that, he might have opened up, but he probably thought that, bro, she's not even going to be able to solve the problem anyway, so it's like, what's the point of even telling her?
It's like you also need to give her the option to be there for you in that
exact way.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're not. But then, like we were talking about before, perception sometimes, like it can get, your whole perception can get skewed because of what you see. And the noise is very, very loud. And whether or not the noise is true or not, it has a real life implication. And because it's so loud, you see it all the time.
It does.
And it's reinforced all the time. But you need to give her an opportunity to be able to be there for you in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And also, we don't even know if he's opened up with smaller things. And maybe that's why. You know, I'm assuming that she's safe based off the information that I have. Yeah. Or maybe she's not with the other maybe smaller things that Jordan has decided to share with Alicia, but she hasn't responded in the way that it's helpful or beneficial in achieving the solution.
Yeah, you know what's interesting for me? Like obviously, like in the film, they share some intimate scenes. Like praying together for me, I feel like if you're praying together as a couple,
you know, so funny though.
That's so intimate.
You know, some people they did it. It's like, yeah, like we pray together.
Yeah, like no, but
because you pray together, you think that this is it.
nah, but I'm not gonna.
Do you get what I mean? It's like,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie though.
like we
Wait,
prayed, like.
But that's
that what I-
but that's vulnerable, bro.
You know,
like,
it's as well. Though.
that's-
And Pastor talks about this as well, fam. Stop praying. Ask questions.
yeah.
No, so you haven't even.
Yeah,
you don't even
yeah.
ask
Ask
each other
questions.
questions. You're praying
Yeah.
together. Praying. Let that.
That's intimate. I'm
of course,
sorry.
that praying is very. And let that will. You haven't even asked. You haven't asked questions.
Yeah.
So
But my thing is that like they had that vulnerable moment praying together and they reached that level of praying together, but he couldn't open up to her.
But
I'm
again,
like-
so they were praying before asking questions or before actually having
I
conversations.
don't
before
think they
actually-
asked enough questions.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
you
think
weren't.
they did.
Because if you did, then you would be able to communicate
firm
and
in
say,
not letting
okay,
her
cool,
move
this
in.
and this is whatever. And even that, like, this moving in thing is boom, boom, boom,
You wouldn't
whatever,
have moved her
whatever.
in.
Do you
You'd
get?
be
But
like,
you're
this
praying.
is-
But now,
yeah.
because you're praying, yeah, we prayed.
You're not even married.
We prayed,
literally,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
But I do feel like praying together is something intimate. I would have
No,
just,
it
I
is
would have,
intimate.
I would have.
It is.
But
It
like you can, it's different praying for someone and praying with
With
someone.
them.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's different. Like, and obviously even in the scene, he was like just mesmerized, like watching her praying. It's just like, oh wow, like this is an amazing.
Instead of him to pray.
Yeah. He's supposed to be focusing on God instead he's focusing on women. But like, I feel like it's intimate. I feel like it's intimate, innit? And I feel like, yeah, I feel like that was intimate. I feel like that was an intimate scene. Another thing is like, what conversations do we? Obviously, I know what conversations I want the film to start. But what about you guys? Like, what conversations do you want the film to start? And what conversation do you think it has started already? Because obviously it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I think definitely about just kind of like balance, innit? Like within relationships and having actual conversations about actual real stuff and not trying to, from the man's perspective, not trying to shoulder everything.
Yeah.
Because you can't shoulder everything.
Yeah.
You can't be Superman. You can't do everything. You're gonna break down ultimately,
Yeah.
or you're gonna end up resenting
The person.
your missus. Like, oh, it was you that made me move in. I didn't even want to go look. I was gonna propose anyway. It was you. You
didn't
forced me
wanna
to
do
do it. Do you get what I mean? All of that.
Literally, no word.
All of that,
Yeah,
man.
nah.
Balance, just like speak and have open communication, open line of communication. But obviously, that comes with a safe space being provided, and I think all of that comes with the first initial dating, talking, whatever. You lot just be like this, be open with each other, and
Yeah.
that way it makes it easier to talk about things.
Yeah.
I concur with what Emmanuel said, and I think just the importance of unpacking what your principles and values are. Like, how do you actually live your life? And the importance of unpacking that and why and where. I just think just having conversations, because you could clearly see there was lack of order, and they weren't, like you said, they weren't aligned. And I guess also on the balance point, discussing what that looks like for you, because he obviously had his own idea of what he was supposed to do, what he felt like he had to do, when actually it's you two that's in the relationship, not the world.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
again, echoing what Emmanuel said earlier on, with there's just bare noise. People consuming stuff online and feel like, oh, I have to follow this. Well, hello, you're not marrying the world. You're not with the world. You're with the person you're with.
Yeah.
Discuss that. I think just the importance of having discussion beforehand, because they didn't do things in the right order.
Yeah.
They clearly didn't have enough conversations by the looks of things.
Yeah.
So they didn't understand. I don't think they had a good understanding of what both of their temperaments were. Because just like Emmanuel said earlier on, maybe if she had maybe a better awareness or an idea of how Jordan reacts when certain things happen or what he's more likely to do, then maybe she would be better equipped. I don't know if that's fair to put on her, because you're both adults, but I guess if you're in a relationship looking towards marriage, I guess maybe that is fair. Then maybe she wouldn't have quit as soon. And I guess again, echoing what you said earlier on, am I picking and choosing? Can I endure this? Because it's not your relationship shouldn't be endured, but there are some things you're gonna have to endure with that person, because it's you two versus the thing, not you two versus each other.
But I think I just wanted to open conversations about like how relationships are like navigated. And I feel like a lot of people understood the film and understood like what I was trying to get across from watching it, which I think is like, it's a blessing to be able to do,
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, I want people to like speak about cinema as well. Like, I've had a couple of people come to me like speak about like the cinematography, the lighting, the even shooting in black and white, which is like a
the black and white thing was cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, like the reason I actually shot it in black and white is because I wanted people to focus on the cinematography. Like when I watch it in color, it was never meant to be in color in the first place. It was always supposed to be black and white. But if it's in color, like you're looking at different things, but you focus more when it's in black and white. So that's basically why I shot it in black and white. Let's do a quick fire, yeah. So, and this is pertaining to the film, but like just like your thoughts, right? Do you think it's more important, or what's more important, love or timing? Timing.
Still thinking. What's more important? Oh gosh, I'd say love, because love is patient.
But wouldn't you say in this situation it was wrong timing?
Oh, so but in this situation,
No, I'm saying this in general. Like
the timing was wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what it is. I feel like I agree.
Okay, no, the timing of the relationship wasn't wrong. It's her moving in. That's what
Okay,
ruined
yeah.
things.
Next question in the quick fire is head or heart?
Heart, man.
Holy Spirit.
Ah, that's a good answer. But Holy Spirit is your heart.
No, Holy Spirit is actually my genuine answer.
No, but Holy Spirit is. I believe that the Holy Spirit is your gut instinct. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like that's kind of your. It's not your heart, but I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I agree with the answer.
Yeah.
So you say heart, yeah?
Yeah, heart. Yeah.
That can find you in some mad
No, it
situations,
actually can,
bro.
you know. And there's bare things that is just like, my head would be like, fam, don't do this. But the
Yeah.
feeling, I can't. Like,
Nah, I've been
like,
there,
just,
so
yeah, I just have to, man.
No, I hear it. Off the quick fire, what's one memory that you both have on set? Like what's one moment you remember on set that's like, yeah, that was jokes, or like, shooting this was sick? I have one. Because I know the reaction that we had on set when we shot it. If you guys
You talking about the light with the dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That scene there. As soon as we shot it, I was like,
when you showed it,
Yeah. I was like, we got something here.
Yeah.
Still. We got something here.
That
scene was mad.
And I was looking forward to that as well, because I was
Same.
thinking, yeah, this is gonna look
When
cold
you
still.
described, I said
Yeah,
silhouette.
yeah,
I said yeah.
Yeah, that scene was mad because
definitely
like
that.
that scene was
And it was
mad.
raining as well, wasn't
Yeah, it was
it?
raining.
I think it was,
It just
yeah.
made it
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
oh.
No, that scene was very, very cold. Any other scene? Any other moments? I'm trying to think.
You know what I remember that you know when we were laying on the bed and we were watching something laughing,
Yeah,
and we
watching
had to
TikToks.
we
What
went
was it?
back to there was something. What was that? I'll show you something on TikTok.
was a
I know it was
TikTok.
something I'll show you on TikTok. But then we had to do the sound again, innit?
Oh yeah. So we did some ADR. Yeah. We were laughing.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you were trying to pick up the prayer, what you were saying in the prayer?
Yeah, the prayer.
Oh my days! If you hear like the ADR, it's so
Yeah.
funny. That is jokes.
That was
funny
hilarious.
That was jokes.
Because we were really trying to figure out what the heck I said. I think
Nah, that
I
was
was
good.
actually praying.
Yeah.
Nah, that was funny. That was funny still.
That was funny.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys, for watching this video of us breaking down and talking about scenes from a relationship. If you did like it and you haven't seen the film, make sure you watch the film. It's on Swapcode Pictures. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Love.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. You better watch out. For this right here.
All right.
Calm.
Nice. Lovely stuff. Thank you, guys.
Always, man.
Woo!
Thank you.
That's good.
It's calm.
That was just so fun.